Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I live in Mountain Village, Colorado. If you want to find out anything about me, go to MySpace where I have a page. This here is a concept of mine that would help reduce the cost to the taxpayer running a prison in their state and at the federal level. It's not really a new idea, but it's one that really needs to be considered if we're to cut the budgets in our nation because we're paying for so many things these days that all Congress can seem to come up with is new ways to raise taxes and get more revenue to pay for all these things. The prison system itself should basically run on its own. But here's my idea that would be very helpful in saving we taxpayers a few extra bucks each year on having to pay for all these incarcerated people in prison. Basically, prisoners should be allowed to work, or I don't know if you can say required to work, that might be unconstitutional, but if they choose to work, they should work a 40-hour job, just like we do, or like most of us do, and part of that money should go back into the prison system, if not all of it. They would have the same rules that we have in a workplace. They could make a product for an American company, rather than just working out on the road picking up trash. They need to make money, make a profit, and the money goes back into the prison system. I don't think you could actually make that a requirement necessarily, but I think a lot of prisoners would go for it because it's a way to keep busy, stay out of trouble, and of course you'll have some that will not do that. I also believe that prisoners should, if they have a family, should be allowed to work a 40-hour work week job so they can compensate or keep providing for their families on the outside. Just because a man or woman is incarcerated who have, let's say, children, doesn't mean that their children should have to suffer along with them or suffer because of their crime. And a lot of children, particularly who have parents who are incarcerated, suffer financially primarily because of that crime. And that's not a civilized society for us to allow that. Just because you're arrested, you go to prison, and you have a family, that your family should also suffer with you. That's barbaric. So what I'm proposing is that also, if a father or mother is incarcerated, they have children, they have financial needs. Of course, some of them may just have a relative at home, like a mother or a father that's depending on them. They should be allowed to work a job in the prison system in which that money, or a great portion of it, would go back to the family so they could keep them from falling to a state of poverty or falling deeper into a state of poverty. You see what I'm saying? That's a very humane thing to do. We should not be punishing the children of incarcerated mothers and fathers for their crimes. So in some cases, the money would go to the children, maybe this other spouse, a mother or a father, to help keep them financially secure. And in some cases, the money would all go back into the prison system. The main thing about this, though, is you do not want to have these prisoners working jobs that would take away from jobs on the outside. That would take jobs away from you and me. And there are quite a few jobs which they could do that at. They can come up with. It should be an American company that employs them, or the state. And of course, there has to be rules. 40-hour work week. And there has to be rules to make sure that no prisoner can be forced or coerced or harassed for not doing so, or punished for not agreeing to work. Of course, they can send them out there on the work gang somewhere like they do in Alabama, and I'm sure they'd like to work a 40-hour work week instead. But that's my idea. It's a way to cut the budget because we need all the help we can get in taxes, because our taxes are still going up. They're going to go up. This Obama healthcare plan passes. And it's just never going to stop. There's got to be a way to start cutting money or cutting the budget in some places. And the prison system is the place that it needs to be cut. But the one way to do that is to make these prisons more self-sufficient. So it's actually twofold. One, it goes back into the prison system if they work. And for some prisoners, it would go back, some of the money or all of it would go to their family to keep them financially afloat and to reduce some of the poverty here in America that is a result of a mother and father being incarcerated. So that's basically what I'm saying here. I'm also a strong believer in alternative prison sentences. I only think that people who are a danger to society, rapists, child molesters, stalkers, murderers, of course, people like that should be incarcerated. We in America here are becoming more and more like some of the Europeans used to be. We're just anxious to arrest anybody just for looking the wrong way or for just the smallest little thing. And we've got to start rethinking how we do these things because we're becoming very radical in our drive to clean up our society. But what most of us in America want, we want the people who are a threat to society to be punished and to be incarcerated, not people who are behind on a payment or welfare payment or child support payment or something like that. They can be punished in other ways. And, it's just like some of these big actors and celebrities, that get arrested for not paying their taxes. Well, you just fine them good. You take a lot of their money out for a long period of time until they pay it back. But putting them in prison isn't going to solve anything because we, the taxpayer, end up paying for it anyhow. And we need alternative prison sentences. That would also save a lot of money and a lot of our tax money. But we've got a bankrupt government. We've got idiots running our government, and they're getting worse. And we need to take control of our own country. Hopefully we can one day. And I pitched, I have about 132 videos here on YouTube and close to 50 on MySpace. And I pitched some ideas of how that can be done. Because just raising taxes every year isn't going to solve our problems. And we can do better than what we're doing. I'll say it again. We can have prisoners work a 40-hour work week if they want to of their own free will and get back, and that would save us money, tax money. And we can keep some children out of a state of poverty or falling deeper into a state of poverty if we allow a father or mother who is incarcerated to continue to work in a job that pays money so that money can go to keep those children out of poverty or further into a state of poverty. They should not be punished because of what their parents have done, period. If you like this idea, you should pitch it to your congressional representative and give it life, give it a foundation, and keep pitching it, keep pitching it, keep pitching it until they listen to you. Unfortunately, I'm not a person who's yet on a national scene. If I could ever get with a very high profile where I can pitch all my ideas on national television, some are good, some are bad, some are off the wall. A lot of these things could become a reality, but unfortunately, all the people that have that ability won't pitch anything anymore, or just don't have these ideas. So this is the only thing I can do for now, just pitch it this way. And hopefully somebody high up somewhere will take these ideas and make it a reality. Thank you for your time.